But we won't forget about it. We will definitely keep pushing until this gets done. I mean, Charlie, what does it?
I think we pretend to do things in this country a lot.
The man has put together an Auditor General's report. The report has identified discrepancies, money that must be paid back to government. Disallow, surcharge. Also, I'm investigating.
And can you imagine the amount of work that goes into putting together this report?
And after you've put it together, you say you are still investigating. Investigating what? Investigating. So what is the report, and what is it? What is it? Yeah. So anyway, today we'll bring you some excerpts of how that march went and whether we can expect any change as a result. Okay, the 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Petroleum. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. Ghana Pay, your money, your way. And Sanlam, live with confidence. Joy Business Report coming up now by the kindness of Cal Bank Forward Together and Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life. And of course, right now, the hottest mortgages in town are to be had at Cal Bank. With such flexible terms, it's irresistible. All right, so they'll help you buy your dream home, or maybe you're partially done building. You can complete it with a facility from them to your taste and style. What more? You can also use your existing house to get equity released so that you can use that loan for whatever you need, or you can get Cal Bank to take over your mortgage from other financial institutions. If you're a first-time home buyer, don't miss any of these great opportunities to invest in your future. Your path home starts here. Get a home with Cal Bank Mortgage and call it your own. If you want to know more, call 0800 500 500 or 056 090 7456, or just find them online on social media, on WhatsApp, or email mortgage@calbank.net. All the information you need is at calbank.net. Let your home be the investment you deserve. Cal Bank, forward together.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, finance expert describes resolve by IMF MD to ensure Ghana gets a program before the end of the year as a boost to investor confidence and slowing down depreciation of the cedi. Also, cedi experts strong stability against the dollar as Bank of Ghana support for market picks up strongly, slowing down rate of decline. But the Institute of Fiscal Studies warns if recent cedi stability is not backed by growth in the productive sector of the economy, gains could be derailed again. Details coming up. Great to be with you this Tuesday morning. My name is Daryl. Kwawu. First, our finance expert, Dr. Williams Pepra, has described the resolve by the Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund to ensure Ghana gets a program before the end of the year as a boost to investor confidence. According to him, it will also help slow down the depreciation of the cedi and rising inflation. Dr. Pepra, who is an associate professor with the Andrews University in Michigan, U.S., says the announcement is timely and will come as a huge relief to the economy, which has come under pressure in recent times.
This announcement is coming at an important time, and the inflows will also come at the appropriate time to support the country's balance of payment. If we look at the country and our cash flow situation, the government is likely to get an inflow from the cocoa syndication loan, which could take Ghana through the situation up to the end of December. In the first quarter of 2023, there will be a lot of pressure from international institutions in Ghana who will be repatriating their dividend out of the country. So if the IMF support is able to come in the first quarter of 2023, it's going to help the country a lot to stabilize the currency situation.
You heard Dr. Williams Pepra, who is an associate professor of finance at the Andrews University in Michigan, U.S. While the cedi continues to stabilize against the U.S. dollar, but can this be linked to the $750 million Afrexim Bank loan that has come in, or other measures? Here's George Yaffe next.
Joy Business is learning that the stability can be linked to improved dollar support for the market by the Bank of Ghana over the past week. This has been influenced by improved dollar inflows and the recent monetary policy measures by the regulator. Sources say the Bank of Ghana was able to buy some $20 million from the mining and oil firms in the country a week after it announced that it was planning to buy some dollars from the firms operating in the extractive sector as part of measures to shore up its reserves. The central bank also believes the decision to increase the policy rate as well as the primary reserves for commercial banks have also contributed to the city's marginal stability. This has helped in dealing with the excess liquidity on the market, which had contributed to the excess dollar demand by some businesses and individuals. So market liquidity has picked up because there has been some improvement in Bank of Ghana's reserves. But for those who were thinking that the recent stability was purely due to the Afri-Exim loan that has come in, well, you understand that there are more measures that has been implemented by the Bank of Ghana that has contributed to the city's marginal stability against the dollar over the past week. In a related development, the Bank of Ghana is planning to buy some $500 million from the mining firms and oil companies by the end of this year.
George, I feel with that report now, despite the relative stability witnessed in the exchange rate regime over the past week, the Institute of Fiscal Studies is calling for more strategic measures to sustain the local currency's gain against the US dollar. The city has presently depreciated by about 32% on the retail market. Senior fellow Dr. Said Wachi warns that the current stability is not backed by the productive sectors of the economy and urges government to embark on new policies that will grow the local economy to reduce borrowing.
Bank of Ghana, for instance, about 2 years ago, kept on warning the government. The Euro bonds we were borrowing were being used to stabilize the city, and it was not sustainable. We were also saying that. So what I'm saying and repeating is that, yes, the government can help, straighten up the black market to reduce speculation and others. But at the end of the day, you need sound supply, sound sources of supply for the currency that will be able to help you fit your demand.
Yeah.
And at this stage, the going to the Eurobond is just not sustainable. So market sentiment cannot be corrected because your debt service expenditure is just consuming everything. So you need to fix the ownership.
Senior fellow at the IFS, Dr. Said Wachi. Let's take a look at the currency market this morning. The cedi going for 9 cedis 97 pesos to the dollar. The British pound selling at 11 cedis 43 pesos, and the euro going for 9 cedis 87 pesos. Now, executives of the Forex Bureau Association of Ghana entreating members to comply with foreign exchange rules and regulation to prevent closure by the regulators. This comes after the Bank of Ghana a few days ago vowed to clamp down on activities of licensed Forex bureaus engaging in unlawful business. Speaking to Joy Business, Vice President of the association, Dr. Alex Akpabli, said members have been engaged and sensitized on how to sustain the industry.
When we met and we tried to, those of us who happen to be at executive position, we tried to educate them that, listen, we are a regulated institution, so it behoves that we comply to regulations. We told them that, after all, what do? We only buy and sell foreign currency. The customer comes to you, the requirement is that you take the customer's ID. Now they are asking for the ECOWAS card or the Ghana card, so identification card that we are to deal with. So when the customer comes to you, take the ID, the Ghana card, and after the transaction, when you have verified and you are sure that that is the person, the bearer in the picture on the card is the same as the bearer, after the transaction, issue a receipt. As simple as that.
You had Dr. Alex Akpabli, who is Vice President of the Forex Bureau Association of Ghana. Turning to other news, government will be embarking on a roadshow to some major oil and gas countries to expose investors to the heavy potential of petrochemicals on Ghana's shores. Now, the move is to attract more investors to take opportunities in the country's oil and gas industry. Petroleum Director at the Ministry of Energy, Kwawu, disclosed this in a speech at the Society of Petroleum Engineers Conference and Exhibition on Ghana's oil discovery. Here's more in this report.
According to Director of Petroleum at the Energy Ministry, Kwawu, there are many geological reports that shows that potential oil fields along many of the coastlines are yet to be explored. He told the gathering that government is planning a roadshow very soon to get investors onto these fields.
Consequently, there are several unallocated acreages in the remaining 3 prospective basins which require investments. So in the next few months, we're going to be conducting roadshows in major oil capitals to ensure that we can bring the benefits, or if you like, the geological promise to the attention of potential investors.
African Regional Director for the SPE, Ogogo Efiom, is advocating for oil-producing countries in West Africa to collaborate effectively in charting a path for energy transition.
Africa needs to first determine how much energy access we have before we talk about energy transition. I think the strength that we have in numbers, we are not really harnessing that as much as we should. That is where I think is a bigger opportunity.
And that was a report by Ebenezer Sabote. You're listening to the Joy Business Report. Now, the National Communications Authority has reiterated it would block or remove all SIM cards that are unregistered by the end of this month. According to its Director of Communications, Nana Dufie Bedu, the authority will not tolerate subscribers who fail to register their SIM cards by the deadline date. She told Joy Business her outfit has given a lot of grace period.
The sanctions are being implemented, as Engineer Ashibe has mentioned, that for people who have not done the stage 1 and people who have done the stage 1, we see them as people who have not registered the SIM, because to claim that you have registered the SIM, you should have completed stage 1 and stage 2 of the SIM registration process. And it is being implemented from now until the 30th of September, after which all unregistered SIMs will be taken off the networks.
You heard Nana Dufie Bedu, who is Director of Communications at the National Communications Authority. Now, the Executive Secretary of the African Tax Administration Forum, Logan Watt, is asking African governments to tighten tax on international trade and increase investments in digital tax collection systems. It's become necessary following the increased usage of technology over the years, which is partly attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic. Logan Watt spoke to Joy Business after addressing members of the forum at the ongoing annual Congress, which is seeking to work out strategies to deal with the revenue shortfalls expected following the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement.
You will find not only small businesses, you also find medium and bigger businesses that hides within an informal sector. You've got to introduce and tighten up your taxes on international trade. You've got to tighten up your taxes on the digital economy. The digital economy here in Ghana has exponentially increased over the last decade by $2 to $3 billion annually. What is the domestic tax take from that? And so you need to invest in the digitalization of your tax administration. You've got to invest in advanced policies for taxing the multinational enterprises, and you've got to bring more of your middle classes into the tax net. And that is the issues that this conference will be looking at.
And that was Logan Watt, Executive Secretary of the African Tax Administration Forum. Before we go, the commodity market. Crude oil dropped marginally to $95 a barrel. Gold went up by almost $6 to open trading at $1,716 an ounce. Cocoa is selling this morning at $2,416 a ton after going up by $48. And that's the Joy Business Report this morning. Thanks for listening, everyone. Back to Mama V with more of the Super Morning Show.
Yes, Daryl, we're visiting this issue of Galamsey. You know, yesterday we're battling with the excavators that had gone missing in Elembele. And then boom!
Return of the mark.
Yeah.
Or return of the wang.
But you know, if you listen, I don't know if I'm hopeful that anything will happen this time around. Because it seems like we empowered her to go and return big time, and that's exactly what she's done.
Same sentiments expressed by Kojo earlier. It's like, it looks as though we've lost the fight. Nothing can be done about Galamsey.
Have we?
It appears. I mean,
how? All right. Thanks, Daryl Kwawu, for the Joy Business Report. Daryl is back at 8 with the Joy Business Minute. We have some inspiration just before we bring you the news review segment here on the Super Morning Show. We've got a beautiful one today, absolutely to inspire.